Hi, I'm Rachel, the Crafty Chemist, and this is the Happy Halloween edition of what I colored in October 2023. And I'm going to start with this 50 Autumn Miniatures book by Kamila Angelkova, and it is just autumn miniatures, but there's some Halloween stuff in there. But I started coloring fall and Halloween in September because I was just ready for it. And this is the first page that I finished out of this book and in the month. And then I decided maybe I needed to focus more on some Halloween stuff because I can use November this month to focus on fall stuff, which I'm very much in the mood for. Some of the trees have turned around here and it's turned really cold, but most of the trees still have green leaves on it. So, including the one I can see out my window. But I loved this little hedgehog on the very first coloring page in the book, and he is on a carved pumpkin. I haven't carved a pumpkin this year. I might tomorrow at work. Excuse me. But I don't know. But I did use Inktense and Polychromos colored pencils on this book, or in here, and it seems to have worked really well. I also only colored one page in Tales from the Witch's Cottage, which I was really surprised about, but I was also trying to color things from as many books as possible. And so this is the one I colored here. I've colored from the beginning a number of pages in a row, and I kind of want to try to keep going that way, but this one I used Neocolor 2s and Graphitents and some just graphite stuff and Polychromos on it, but a lot of Graphitent stuff so that I could get the dark shading and everything. I did follow one of the color combos by Elm Colors, and I don't remember which one it was, but I tended not to really focus on witches much. And I would like to try to finish this book by Halloween next year. This is one that I colored last month. And there's a few other in here that are colored, but witches don't have to be just Halloween. They can be any time of the year. I only colored one page in Goblin Core, but also this is a book where I think you could color in it at any time of the year. This was the first page that I finished in October, or well, I guess the second page, or one of the first pages, because I apparently colored a lot on the 1st of October. And we have a skull, and this entire background is water-soluble graphite with a little bit of, honestly, I don't remember. It might be Neocolor 2. I think it might be Neocolor 2 blended in there in the back. But I was trying a lot of things with using Inktense and the water-soluble graphite. I just love the dark look that it gives everything. I don't feel like I'm in a bright phase of my coloring all that much, but you'll see that I did have a few pages like that. The Goblin Core book, I had a few others. It looks like I had marked that I didn't get to, but it's also something that can be done pretty much any time of the year. And yeah, I don't think creepy is reserved just for Halloween. I also bought the 50 Halloween Miniatures book by Kamila Angelkova, and I colored a couple of pages in here using alcohol markers. I hadn't used them all that much lately, but it turns out that this book is really good for that. And even though, yeah, it is kind of bright, but that's okay. This book I feel like lends itself to like bright and kind of happy, because they're like, their eyes are like super cutesy kind of eyes. And so here's the other one that I colored, the pumpkin stack. And the color does go through the page, but I actually found that I prefer parchment paper behind the pages instead of the plastic sheet that comes with like the hoo-hoo markers, because I stained that sheet. And then if you get alcohol marker on it again, it can come up through the page. This did not get alcohol marker on it at all, and you can see that it really did go through, but I did not get any alcohol marker on the parchment paper. So I'll probably continue to use parchment paper for all of my alcohol marker pages from now on. In Horror Kawaii, Cute and Creepy coloring book, which I got last year. This one here I colored on Mole Day, which is a sort of chemist's holiday, and excuse me, it's named Mole Day because of a number in chemistry discovered by a man named Avogadro, and there's a lot of jokes about it being avocado. So I colored the avocado again with alcohol markers, and I think this may have been the one where some of the color just went through, but I was working on shading. I'm not exactly thrilled with how I did the crystals, but I really don't have a lot of experience coloring with the alcohol markers, and I just wanted to have some fun with it that day to color my avocado. And speaking of experience, I was trying a lot of experiments. I did this one here of the little bear in the cemetery wearing the Day of the Dead mask, and maybe it was this one that it went through because of my dark sky up there, but I tried using graphite over the top of it. I don't know exactly how it turned out. Experiments are fun, so I just tried it, and I probably will continue to do some experiments. I did some others that I just won't share with you because they came out so bad. But I have fun, so that's the thing. I did this one last year after I got the book, and I made a note to myself that says I suck at backgrounds. So this background is not really that surprising to me. But I work on it. Like things that I know that I don't do really well, I like to keep trying at. This is the Fedorables Cute and Creepy coloring book by Selena Fennick, and I got this one used. So it came from, I don't know, whatever that used bookstore was, but there was nothing colored in it. And when I got it, I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be, and I didn't know if it was going to be my style. So I started coloring this one at my office desk, and just colored a little bit on it when I had a second here and there. And I finished it on the 24th of October, and I was just using whatever colored pencils I had in my office. I think they might be like the Color ones or something like that. And then there was also like a graphite pencil, so there's some graphite in here because graphite has become one of my favorite things to play with. And then I brought the book home because I had finished a page at work, and I sat down and colored this one with, I think this is entirely Inktense with maybe a little bit of graphite and a little bit of colored pencil on it. This one is obviously very bright and a totally different feel from how I colored the first one. I guess it's also kind of bright. I don't know. But yeah, this is all Inktense in the background, and I know there were like 3 different colors to like make the background sky, and I was just playing around. But actually she's kind of cute, and the kitties are cute too. So that was Fedorables. What was also weird about this is that there's like 2 copies of everything. So I don't know. I'll probably color some more out of it at another time. Oh, I started coloring that one like in February, and I never finished it. I colored one page in Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. It's actually the second page that I've colored in here. And I colored the kitty who's getting ready to go trick-or-treating, or is trick-or-treating, or having their portrait taken for trick-or-treating. I see the gold shows up really well. I wasn't sure what to do with the swirls in the background of the cat. Again, this is a lot of Inktense, a lot of Graphitint, a lot of Polychromos. That's the kind of stuff I've just had sitting next to me at the table where I sit on the couch. There's just like a table there, and I've had all my supplies sitting there. I don't know if I'll keep them down there or if I'm gonna like change things up and have something else sitting down there with me for the month of November, because I have some knitting that I want to do, which I did finish a big knitting project in October, and I want to try to finish another big one in November. I colored one out of Mythogoria Gory Underworld. Again, I think that the gory stuff I can do other times of the year if I'm feeling in the mood for gory. But this one is a celebration of the Day of the Dead. And I absolutely love how it turned out. The background I did with Inktense and Graphitint and Polychromos. And like actually the whole thing is those three things: Inktense, Graphitint, and Polychromos. And I just tried to do a lot of shading to make the skulls kind of creepy and glowy. And I had a hard time with the skeleton in here, and I wanted to make it in like a traditional sort of colors for a Day of the Dead, which bright orange seems to be a symbolic thing, so that's why I went with bright orange. Other than the mask in the creepy kawaii, I had never done a Day of the Dead mask, and so I hope that I did them justice. I wanted her eyes to also be very light colored, because this is a dead this is dead. So I did the eyes as like light colored as I could and still give a dead feel, you know, just as creepy as possible. I think this is probably this one, and gosh, I don't know, I couldn't say what my favorite is. I love the kitty. I love this one. I like the skull. I had fun this month. I do have one more page. Maybe I should have saved this one for the last. But this is my last page that I have colored for Halloween. And it is in Cute and Creepy Pop Manga. And I used a lot of tinted charcoal for this one. So this is all charcoal. I'm playing around with this charcoal and the graphite stuff. I did color this one at work, the pumpkin, and then I came home and I realized I had not finished some of the pumpkin pieces. So the colors may not exactly match, but it's okay. You know, it's a coloring book and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I just color while I am watching TV and just try to make sure that it's a relaxing and enjoyable part of my day. I do feel really proud of some of the pages that I do, and this is one of them. This is probably my favorite one I've ever done at this point. And I love this book, so I will try to do more out of it. Last year I did this page for Halloween out of it, and it was the only one that I did out of this book that I bought, and I bought it last year. But I didn't finish this until in November. And so I'm really thrilled that I finished this, and I have finished all my Halloween coloring for the month before Halloween even. I don't know if I will color Halloween tomorrow on actual Halloween, but I will definitely enjoy my day, and I hope that you all enjoy your day and have a happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Bye.